Hello, hi, we're just gonna get right into it because this is very awkward and weird for me. Anyway, I'm gonna dance a lot, okay. My name is Allison. Yeah, that's all you need to know about me, I guess. Just kidding. Yeah, my name is Allison. This is my first video. I'm dancing again. This is my first video. I'm 30. I like to read and do many other things, but right now, mostly read. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. That's the introduction. That's all you need to know about me. I'm awkward. Okay, so this is kind of going to be a wrap-up of what I read in January and February, even though it is now 2 weeks into March. I'm filming it now because this is the time I decided to film it. And yeah, we're just gonna get through it. But first, I guess, also part of the introduction, I will talk about what I'm currently reading. And that is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I'm stopped reading in the middle of a chapter. I am 44 pages in. And I forgot everything that happened in Ninth House, so it's going a little slow because I'm too lazy to look up a recap. Anyway, so Ninth House, Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and Deep Secret by Diana Wynne Jones. I am 80 pages into this one. It's a reread for me, and it's going okay. Also, this month I decided I was gonna tab my books, and I'm just sticking sticky notes wherein I want to stick them because I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, okay, so moving on to the wrap-up of January and February. Okie dokie, I have my notes. And the first book I'm going to talk about, these are the books I read in January, and the first one I'm going to talk about is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This was the first book I read in the year of 2023, and it was fine. Can you focus on me, please? Thank you. Okay. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars. I originally gave it 4 stars, but then I thought about it and bumped it down to a 3 because it was just fine. Not really into contemporary stuff, and even though this had a little element of something extra, it still just wasn't my thing. I had fun. I had a good time. There was nothing blatantly wrong with it. It just wasn't for me. What was for me, though, in this book were the references to Howl's Moving Castle, as in the book and not the movie. Side note, I am obsessed with Howl's Moving Castle, the book, not the movie. More on that later. Anyway, Dead Romantics, 3 stars, it was fine. I probably won't keep it on my shelf. It's probably gonna go in my yard sale pile. Anyway, moving on. Second book on the list. These are not in order I read them. I kind of put them in rating order, like least to highest. Although the next 2 are the same, so they're not in any particular order. I just kind of wrote notes. Anyway, next book. Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. It's like a little extended epilogue for Sorcery of Thorns, and it was cute. I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. It got a little too cutesy at the end for my liking, but it's YA. Sometimes it gets a little too cutesy. Yeah, it was a good time. I liked revisiting these characters. It made me wish there was maybe an actual sequel to Sorcery of Thorns, but I'm fine if there's never gonna be a sequel to Sorcery of Thorns. I love these characters. Yeah, anyway, that's that. Also, it took me until after I finished reading this book to realize there's a little kitty on the front. I like books with kitties on the front, and speaking of books with kitties on the front, third book we're talking about, Terciel and Eleanor by Garth Nix. Terciel, did I say that right? Who knows? Yeah, kitty on the front, even though that character's not a cat in this book, so I don't know why he's a cat on the cover. But anyway, I guess if they had put him as he actually looked in the book, it would be too scary, because he's freaking creepy. He's better as a cat. Anyway, this is fun, you know, prequel to Sabriel, you know, and the rest of the Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix. It was fun. I really wanted more, because we meet these characters and they go on this little adventure and it's fun and I loved them and it made me want more. I want to know the in-between, like the in-between of this story when they're kids and the beginning, the prologue of Sabriel when they're adults, and I want to know the middle. I want to know all their adventures they go on, and but you know, who knows if we'll ever get that, but I would very much like it. They're not kids they're young adults, but it was a good time. 4 stars. I had a good time. Left me wanting more. Okay, moving on. Next book was a reread, and I listened to it on audiobook for the first time, and that was The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Yeah. 5 stars. Still a favorite, even though rereading it, especially on audiobook, I kind of realized how pretentious it is at times, but I had a good time. I still prefer it to The Night Circus. That's an unpopular opinion, I know, but I'm not into the circus vibe. I'm into the cool, mysterious place with books vibe. But yeah. Yeah, still 5 stars. Can you focus on me? I don't know why you're going out of focus. Thank you. Yeah, 5 stars. Yeah. I didn't like some of the narrators on the audiobook. They were really annoying, especially the guy that does the Sweet Sorrows section. Oh my god, he was driving me nuts. I wanted to slap him and tell him how to talk like a normal person. Anyway, moving on. 5 stars. Okay, and the next 2 books I'm going to talk about together. Sorry, I have an itchy spot and I don't want to itch it. The next 2 books we're going to talk about together, and they are Jade War and Jade Legacy. Last 2 books. Oh no, that's a lie. This was the last book I read in January. This one, I don't know, I read it in the middle of January. Anyway, Jade War, Jade Legacy, the last 2 books in the Greenbone saga. 5 stars to both of them. This whole series was amazing, blew my mind. It was a good time, it was a bad time, it was a stressful time, it was amazing, I loved it. 5 stars. When I was reading this one, I literally was having trouble staying in my seat because I wanted to pace around the room because I was so stressed out. This one I took a little slower because I was worried that everybody was going to die, and I wasn't ready for that. Some people did die, not everybody though, so yeah. Yeah, I had a good time. I had a stressful time. It was amazing. 5 stars, whole series 5 stars, new favorite series. It was great. It was just great. No notes. Okay, moving on to February. Are you serious? Thank you. Alright. First book I read in February was All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Yeah. Anyway, All the Light We Cannot See. Okay, this one, 4 stars. I guess parts of it were very good. On a whole, it was just fine. It's sad. Terrible stuff happens. I mean, it's France, World War II. What do you expect? Terrible stuff's gonna happen. Yeah. I was expecting it to be so special and, like, world-changing, but it was just okay. I think I'm over this genre, whatever this is. Historical fiction in World War II. I need to read some other historical fiction that doesn't take place in France during World War II. Yeah, I just need different stories. Open to recommendations. I'm always open to recommendations. Anyway, 4 stars. It was good. It didn't blow my mind. Moving on. Alright. Oh, no. Well, I'm talking about a different book. I'm consulting my notes. Next book was an audiobook, and I don't own a physical copy of yet, and I don't know if I will own a physical copy of it. Depends on how book 2 goes. And that was A Psalm for the Wild-Built. Sorry about the glare. I'm so professional. You can totally tell that this is my first video. Anyway, can you read that? There. A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers. It was cute, it was okay, it was cozy, I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't very spectacular, I think, because it was so short. I'm currently in the middle of the second one, also listening to that on audiobook, and it's just okay. I mean, I'm having a good time, but it's not for me, I don't think, but it's cute, it's cozy, it's fine. I don't know. Maybe when I'm done the second book I'll have a different opinion of both of them as a whole. And that's really, I feel like it could have just been one book. And I feel like I would have liked it more if it was just one book. And I hope they do a binding of both of them together eventually, because right now they're both just in hardback, and I'd like to own the physical copy and maybe read them again physically, because I don't know, the narration and I are not mixing well. We're clashing a little bit. Like, some of the delivery of some of the lines is just, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. I get picky with my audiobook narrators. That's why I don't tend to read a lot of books on audio, because I'm picky with my audiobook narrators. Alright, anyway, yeah, so right now it's just 4 stars, which is good. It's a good rating. I didn't hate it. I feel like I didn't get everything out of it that I was supposed to. And maybe I'll feel different when I'm done with the second one. Anyway, we're gonna move on before I start rambling even more. Moving on to Trouble the Saints by Alea Dawn Johnson. I hope I said that right. Like I said earlier, I'm so bad with names. Alea Dawn Johnson's. I gave this one 4 stars as well. It was very beautiful. It's very sad. It's so good, but there were parts of it that were just too vague, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it was just too vague for me. I was lost at points, and I had no idea what was going on. But the love story in this is beautiful. These characters go through terrible, terrible things. It's New York in the 40s. The main characters are people of color, and it's not great for them. But yeah, there's a magic system in here that was very interesting to me, but it was just a little too vague for me to fully grasp it. But parts of this book were so beautiful that I had to give it at least 4 stars, because it was just, I cried a little bit. If I cry a little bit, I gotta give it at least 4 stars. But yeah, it was very good. If you like that vague kind of story, then I suggest picking it up. It's interesting about, I don't know, terrible people. And some not terrible people, but they're intertwined with the terrible people, and they're trying to get out of that, and it's difficult. And there's a little love story, and it's sad and beautiful, and yeah. Alright, moving on. How coherent is this video? Who knows? Yeah. Next book, For the Wolf, by Hannah Whitten. I always want to say Winton for some reason, but it's Whitten. For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. See, I did it. Okay. For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. 4 stars. I liked it. I didn't really mesh with the writing very well at first, but then once I got to know the characters a little more, I started to really enjoy it. Really loved the characters, really loved the spooky forest vibes. Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time towards the end. 4 stars, although I hated her sister. I hated Red's sister. I don't even remember what her sister's name was, and I don't know. Maybe I'll like her more in book 2. I'm really excited to read book 2. I do have it. I do own it. I hope to read it this month. Yeah. It was good. I liked it. I'm all about a spooky forest, so yeah, spooky forest. Yeah. Next book, last book, final book we're talking about. Yay! Oh gosh. Anyway, Half a Soul, Olivia Atwater, 5 stars, cozy, adorable, loved it, like Jane Austen but with fairies, which was fantastic, exactly right up my alley. Loved it. It was so cute, it was so good, so full of love and heart, and just just a little dark, and it was good. It was just really good. I had a good time. It was a delight. Yeah. And that's it. That's the 11 books I read between January and February this year. Yeah, and the 2 books that I'm currently reading. And yeah, and you know a little bit about me. I would say that this grouping of books pretty much defines my taste in books. This is, except apart from two. Apart from two of these books, it's pretty much what I gravitate towards. I like fantasy, I like cozy stuff, I like books. Yeah, I don't know what else I am supposed to say. I would introduce you to my cat, but he's sleeping, and I don't want to disturb him. I'm gonna disturb him. He's gonna be so mad. This is Tonks. Say hi, Tonks. No? Oh. He says, why did you wake me up? Anyway, that was Tonks. Yeah, he's giving me a very dirty look right now. Sorry. He's used to it. Anyway, I'm Allison. I don't know, follow my cat on Instagram. Yeah, I'm Allison. I like to read books. Yeah. Nice to meet you, I guess. Do you want to say anything to the people? No? Okay.